There is a moment that quietly arrives for many people, often without warning. It is not marked by candles on a cake or cards in the mail. It is the moment when you realize that turning 70 is not just another birthday. It is a turning point. What most people never tell you is that once you cross this age, certain changes begin to happen whether you are prepared or not. Some arrive gently, others arrive like a sudden wake-up call. And the truth is, ignoring them does not stop them. This is why what you are about to hear matters deeply, especially if you want to protect your independence, your dignity, and your quality of life while there is still time to act. Many people believe aging happens slowly and evenly, but the body does not work that way. After 70, change accelerates, and those who understand this early live very differently from those who do not. The first thing that begins to change is not your strength, your memory, or your health. It is your sense of time. At 70, time feels different. Days may pass quickly, but years suddenly feel very short. This shift affects how the brain prioritizes what matters. You may notice that patience wears thinner, tolerance for stress decreases, and meaningless obligations feel heavier than they once did. This is not weakness. It is the mind recognizing that energy is valuable. The danger comes when people ignore the signal and continue living as if they have unlimited reserves. Fatigue becomes deeper. Recovery becomes slower. Emotional exhaustion becomes easier to reach. Those who thrive after 70 are not doing more. They are choosing better. They protect their time, reduce unnecessary stress, and focus on what brings meaning. Those who do not often feel constantly drained without understanding why. The second unavoidable change involves the body's silent systems. Long before pain appears, internal balance begins to shift. Muscles lose density faster than most people expect. Balance becomes less reliable even in people who feel strong. One small misstep can suddenly have serious consequences. This is why falls become one of the greatest risks after 70. It is not because people are careless. It is because reaction time, joint stability, and muscle coordination slowly weaken together. Many people believe walking alone is enough to stay strong. It is not. Without intentional strength and balance work, the body quietly becomes more fragile each year. The tragedy is that this change is one of the most preventable, yet it is often ignored until after an injury occurs. The third thing that begins to happen is more emotional than physical, but just as powerful. After 70, social circles naturally shrink. Friends move away, become ill, or pass on. Family becomes busy with their own lives. Invitations become fewer. Conversations become shorter. This is not a reflection of your value. It is a reality of aging that affects millions. What matters is how this change is handled. Loneliness is not just a feeling. It has a direct impact on the brain, the immune system, and even heart health. Studies repeatedly show that chronic loneliness can shorten life expectancy as much as smoking. People who stay mentally sharp and emotionally strong after 70 actively protect connection. They seek purpose, conversation, and community even when it feels uncomfortable. Those who wait for others to reach out often wait too long. The fourth change is one that surprises many people because it happens quietly. Confidence begins to shift, not because ability disappears overnight, but because society subtly treats older adults differently. Opinions may be dismissed. Independence may be questioned. Decisions may be made without asking. Over time, this can cause even capable people to doubt themselves. This is where many individuals slowly give up control without realizing it. They stop learning new things. They stop trying unfamiliar activities. They stop speaking up. The most dangerous part is that this loss of confidence often feels logical. Feels like being realistic. In truth, it is learned limitation. People who maintain confidence after 70 actively challenge this narrative. They stay curious. They keep their minds engaged. They refuse to shrink simply because expectations are lower. There is a story often shared quietly among caregivers. It is about two people the same age with similar health, living very different lives. One remains active, sharp, and engaged. The other becomes withdrawn, fragile, and dependent within a few years. The difference is rarely luck. It is awareness. The person who stayed strong recognized these changes early and adjusted. The other assumed decline was unavoidable. Aging does not remove choice. It changes the cost of ignoring reality. The fifth change begins internally and is rarely discussed openly. Fear increases. Fear of falling. Fear of becoming a burden. Fear of losing independence. Fear of the unknown. This fear often hides beneath humor or silence, but it influences decisions every day. People stop traveling, stop driving, stop socializing, stop dreaming. Fear quietly shrinks life. Yet fear does not disappear by avoiding it. It grows. Those who age well face fear directly. They plan. They prepare. They talk about it. They make decisions early while they still have strength and clarity. This is not pessimism. It is wisdom. If you are listening to this and feel a sense of recognition, that is not coincidence. Awareness is the first step toward control. Turning 70 does not mean life becomes smaller. It means life becomes more intentional. The next part of this message will reveal how these changes can either weaken you or empower you, depending on what you choose to do next. Stay with this, because what comes next may determine how the next decade of your life truly feels. What separates people who merely reach 70 from those who truly live beyond it is not luck, genetics, or wealth. It is response. Every change you heard about earlier becomes a crossroads. One path leads toward quiet decline. The other leads toward strength, clarity, and control. The difference lies in small decisions repeated daily. After 70, the body and mind no longer forgive neglect, but they still reward intention. This is the window many people miss. They assume it is too late to adjust. In reality, this is the most important time to act. One of the most powerful shifts that must happen after 70 is redefining strength. Strength is no longer about how much you can lift or how fast you can move. It becomes about how well you can stand, recover, and adapt. The body responds remarkably well to gentle but consistent challenge, even at advanced ages. People who begin light resistance training, balance exercises, and flexibility work in their 70s often regain stability they thought was gone forever. The key is consistency, not intensity. 10 focused minutes each day can prevent years of decline. The body listens when it is spoken to correctly. When it is ignored, it slowly shuts down. Mental strength becomes just as critical. After 70, the brain needs stimulation with purpose. Passive entertainment alone is not enough. Learning something new, even something small, forces the brain to create new connections. This could be learning a new skill, reading deeply, teaching others, or engaging in meaningful discussion. Mental decline is not an automatic result of aging. It is often the result of disengagement. When the brain senses it is no longer needed, it slowly withdraws. When it is challenged, it adapts. Another truth few people talk about is that independence is built long before it is tested. Waiting until help is needed is already too late. Those who maintain independence after 70 simplify their environment, strengthen their bodies, organize their finances, and clarify their wishes early. This creates peace of mind. It reduces fear. It allows daily life to flow with confidence rather than anxiety. Independence is not about refusing help. It is about choosing control while choice still exists. Emotional health also demands attention. Many people after 70 carry unspoken grief. Grief for lost friends, lost roles, lost versions of themselves. Ignoring this grief does not make it disappear. It weighs on the spirit. Acknowledging it allows healing. Purpose becomes essential here. Purpose does not require a career or large mission. It can be as simple as caring for others, creating something meaningful, or being a source of wisdom. People who feel needed live longer, stronger lives. Purpose gives the day structure and the future direction. Fear, which was mentioned earlier, deserves special focus. Fear after 70 often disguises itself as caution. While caution is healthy, fear limits growth. The solution is not reckless behavior. It is preparation. Strengthening balance reduces fear of falling. Planning transportation reduces fear of isolation. Clear communication reduces fear of being misunderstood. Fear shrinks when met with action. Ignored fear grows silently. There is another quiet but powerful change that occurs after 70. Legacy begins to matter. People begin to ask themselves what they will leave behind. Not just money or possessions, but values, lessons, and presence. This stage of life holds immense power to influence younger generations. Stories matter. Experience matters. Wisdom matters. When older adults step into this role, they feel grounded and respected. When they withdraw, they feel invisible. Legacy is not about the end of life. It is about how life continues through others. Aging well is not about pretending youth remains unchanged. It is about adapting with intelligence and dignity. It is about choosing movement over stagnation, connection over isolation, purpose over fear. The most heartbreaking stories are not about aging itself, but about people who never realized how much control they still had. If you are watching this and thinking about your own future, or the future of someone you love, understand this clearly. 70 is not the finish line. It is a checkpoint. What happens next depends on what you do now. Small changes today protect freedom tomorrow. Awareness today prevents regret later. If this message resonated with you, stay connected. This channel exists to help you navigate aging with clarity, confidence, and strength. Subscribe to AgeWise for honest guidance, practical wisdom, and real conversations about growing older without losing yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And most importantly, take one step today toward the life you want to be living 10 years from now. Time is still on your side if you choose to use it.